I remember this moment very clearly when I was in prison. I was in the Texas, key part right there, Texas State Penitentiary. We're watching a football game. I wrote about this in my book. I wrote an autobiographical book. It's called Be the Change. And I share the story in the book, but here's a short version. We're watching this football game in prison in Texas. It's UT football. And I told my story out of chronological order, but to set it up, what happens is 17, I get arrested. At the same time, my grandmother passes away, so I'm on my own. My senior year in high school, I couch surfed, stayed with relatives, and then I got an academic scholarship. I went to the University of Texas at Austin on scholarship. I didn't have any life skills because of my community, and I didn't have any study skills because of my natural talent. Like, I made it to college without studying. Like, why would I study now? But that didn't work in college, so I flunk out, lose my academic scholarship, and then I went to the penitentiary. Okay, so back to the story now. So now I'm in the penitentiary. We're watching a UT football game. All eyes are on the TV because that's what you do in prison. And there was this OG. OG is the endearing term you call someone that's like, hey, like that's the dude. We want to be like him, right? So me and the OG and others are watching the game, and I happen to know the players that are on the TV screen because I went to UT. I used to do nefarious activities with certain individuals on the football team and whatnot, right? Hung out, went to parties, and did various other things. So I'm kind of humble bragging. And like, oh, yeah, I know that dude. I know that dude. And the OG is like, how? Right? He's incredulous. Like how? Like, you're in prison with me. How would you know this dude is what he's thinking, right? And I'm like, oh, I used to go to UT. The whole time my eyes are both on the TV because that's what you do. And coincidentally, the TV, well, you know, because you've been to prison, right? It's weird how these setups are. In Texas, the TVs are right above the restroom. So it's like either you look at the TV or you're looking at a dude like on a toilet. It's weird. Like, the meaning on purpose, I'm sure, right? So plus it's football. So we're watching the game. And I'm like, yeah, I used to go to UT. I know that dude. And then he's like, how? And I was like, no, like I went to UT. And he's like UT what? I was like, UT Austin. So now he takes his eyes off the TV and he looks at me and he's like, okay, so if you went to UT, then what are you doing here? And I'm like, this is my moment. I have the attention of the OG, the person I respect. And I'm like, yeah, you know, man, I was keeping it real. And I just remember this moment. It changed my life because, like, he looked at me, he paused, he was in disbelief, and he was like, keeping it real. Yeah, son, you were keeping it real stupid. And then he goes back to the football game, right? And so this is a person that I respected, that I wanted to be like, and it changed my worldview. It challenged it because I was like, wow. Like, I was doing this thing for whatever reasons. He did it at the highest level, quote unquote. And later we had a conversation and he shared like why he did it. He did it because he was trying to make a way for his family, for his children. He didn't have another option. And now here I am who had an option and I was still doing those same dumb things. And so like that was a turning point for me as well when I was in prison and realized like, okay, I need to change my worldview. I've been bonded to a system that really did not have my best interest in mind. And if it was a movie, that's the point when you cue the soundtrack and it's like, oh, okay, a shift just happened.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a great story. If you liked this video and want to listen to the full episode, go to your favorite podcast app and subscribe to the Dave Crenshaw Success Project. You can also find all the full episodes at successproject.show.